Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I've got these two quick and easy Window Wishes Christmas cards to share with you. Let's get started. For my two quick Christmas cards today, I'm going to be using Window Wishes bundle, which is the photopolymer stamp set, and then the window dies. Let's set those aside and grab my piece of basic white. And then I've got this leafy stamp here. And I'm just going to set it down on the piece of paper and let it take its shape and then pick it up with the block. That way, I'm sure that my die will fit, because this moves around so much that if you put it on the block, you may set it on there in a way that pulls it a little bit out of shape. So that's my quick tip there. And then I'm inking it in garden green, just checking to make sure, since I'm twisting it, that I'm getting all of the pieces. Now, if you do have an ink spot, that could be ideal for this, because you could tap it all around and not have to twist on the ink pad. Isn't that pretty? And then let's close up this garden green, and then I've got my cherry cobbler here, and I'm going to use this little dot stamp that could be most anything, just to add a few little red berries in here. Some of them may get cut off, and that's okay. Okay, and there we go with that. Let's leave my ink pad out, and then I've got a strip of basic white for my sentiment, and I'm going to ink that up in cherry cobbler as well. Just checking to make sure my M didn't look like it was inked. And I need to pull this down a little bit so that I can put my head closer to it. And I hope that I'm not going to go below the level of the camera. And there we go, Merry Wishes. Okay, so I'm going to step away and die cut our greenery here, and I'll be back and we'll put this card together. So I've die cut my pieces using the Windows dies. Here's our little bow here. And then I've got a frame and what will be my door. Now you will need to use this die twice, once with the Night of Navy and then again with the Balmy Blue. And then I placed this die over my inset here for the door, the actual door instead of the frame, and used my cutting pad placed on here like so, and ran it through the machine for a partial die cut to get those windows. Let me set that aside. And let's bring in my card base. Slightly fancy fold, let's call it. I'm going to add a piece of the Sweetest Christmas designer paper. It's got a pretty little diagonal stripe on the back side. But this little, it's not really a dot. It's not quite a diamond and not quite an oval. And we're going to place that on our bottom of the fold here. And then let's get some dimensionals here. And I want those on my door. Let's check this. Okay, so I'm going to adhere 4 And then I'm going to put on 2 more, but I won't be pulling the backing off of these. Okay, and that'll just give it a look like this on our card. So let's put this piece down, and remember to only take off the top 4. So let's close our card and overlay our door, and we want to be centerish side to side. That doesn't look quite centered. So don't push down on those dimensionals until you're sure where you want to be. That looks good. Okay, and then I need my frame here, and for that I'm going to use mini dimensionals. And if I were really smart, since this is dark, I would be using my black Stampin' Dimensionals, but I didn't pull those out before I started with you today, so I won't have those on here, but they would not show as readily as the white ones will against a dark background. Now, I do want to double stack all of these. And just looking to line them up exactly as what, or close to exactly as what I've already got on here, so that I'm not hanging over. Now these I'm not going to pull the backing piece off of, because that would cause my card to stick to that bottom fold when I add it. So let's pull this off, and this off, and this off. Now you could use the foam adhesive strips for this. They'd actually be great because they're about the height of a double stack, and that way you don't have to take the time to double stack. Okay, making sure my backing is on here. And again, I want to come right in here and make sure I'm around, and let's press those down. And again, these aren't going to be pressed. And let's find my little doorknob over here. I've got a little 1/4 inch circle out of the gold foil. Now, of course, you can find all of the products that I'm using in my Stampin' Up store at shop.theartfulinker.com. Quick and easy to put on with my take your pick. And then we need some dimensionals around this piece. So I've got a couple of full-size dimensionals, and then we'll go with a couple of the mini dimensionals. I think the way this cuts, it won't quite take the full size all the way down. That's why it's great to have multiple sizes on hand. Okay, and again, push that shut, and then fit this around our door frame. Okay, I think I can use one more dimensional mini down here at the bottom of this piece, or did I not pull that off? Let's double stack it. It's sitting over just a little bit. And the same thing, let's come around and correct that on this side. It needs a little double stack so that it sits there nicely. That, oh my goodness, that could be for most any time of year. That's so pretty. Not just holiday time. And then I need to cut my sentiment, and I'm just going to use my fingers as a guide and come right up. And since I trimmed so close on that end, I want to do the same thing on this end. Okay, and then we need dimensionals, and we'll be ready to go. So let's see, do I have any full size? I do. Okay, so I want a single to the left. I'm going to double stack on the right. I'm just making sure that I am sitting this inside the edges. And okay, leave the backing on that one because it's going to sit right down here. Okay, and there's our Merry Wishes card. Quick and easy. Let me clean up and I'll have another for you. So just like with that first card, we're going to use the Window Wishes bundle, which is the photopolymer stamp and the Window Wishes dies. Remember, bundling, you receive a 10% discount over purchasing those items separately. And of course, you can find them in my store at shop.theartfulinker.com. This is a piece of Granny Apple Green and Granny Apple Green ink. And I'm just inking up the wreath for a little tone on tone here. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment. Well, not quite. I forgot that I need to die cut my wreath. So I'll do that and be right back and we're ready to assemble. Okay, so I have my die cut wreath, and then I've also die cut some of the Real Red glimmer paper from the Real Red and White glimmer paper. And I've cut a window frame, so you'll cut the door in white, and then you'll cut it in black and cut it a second time to get the outline here. And then I've got a piece of the Lights Aglow designer paper and a thick basic white base that I've cut long ways. So let's adhere this. This had some great foiled frames on the back side. Okay, and we're just going to center that on our card. And then let's adhere our window frame to, there we go. Now again, adhesive sheets could be your friend for this frame. I don't mind just dotting on a little bit of the multi-purpose glue. If that's not your friend, then use the window sheets for the cut. And I'm just going to hold that at the bottom and make sure that I'm lined up. Get a little bit of wiggle room with the multi-purpose glue. You do not get wiggle room with the adhesive sheets. They're just on. Okay, and let's dimensionalize this. One more in the center here. As I said, these are quick cards. Whoops. And bring this over and put my window frame on here. It makes me think of, in the black, some of those design shows. I don't know if you enjoy them as much as I do. And the very clean, almost industrial lines that are popular with some of the home design right now. Okay. And I'm just going to place this a second and not push it down because I want to line up my pieces of bow. So I cut 2 bow pieces from that glimmer paper because I wanted them to be kind of like the multi-loop bows that I create when I tie ribbon. So I've got a mini glue dot that I've placed on the back, and then I'm just going to bring my loops of that second bow up just a little bit so you get some extra dimension with that. Now let's slide my wreath up. I'm trying to decide here. I think I want it right up here so that my bow is at the top of the window. And let's see if we can get a dimensional back here without it showing too much. And okay, so there's my dimensionalized bow. And now let's add some dimensionals for my sentiment. And I am going to use the black dimensionals. So single on the left-hand side, double on the right. Same thing with this one. May do a double on both ends of this one. I'll check and see in just a second how I want to place these. This one I know I want here. Okay, is my card straight? Okay, and then I do. So I'm going to double this on both ends. Sometimes you have to check the final placement of everything. And I want to come over towards the right. Okay, and there's my second quick card using the Window Wishes stamp set. Thanks for stopping in today. You can find all your products at shop.theartfulinker.com. If you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that and click the bell, and you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. And of course, have a great day. Bye.